Alright, today I want to do a video talking about some stuff that I did over the weekend here, and as a lot of people that watch my videos know, it was Record Store Day on Saturday, and for whatever reason, I just did not feel like being part of it. I don't know why, but one of the things is that I guess I didn't want to go to a store and be disappointed. I think that's what it is. I had basically two options, and one of them I didn't know about until half the day was over, so I just spent the day watching some live stream of people buying stuff. And you know, it's interesting because it doesn't matter with Record Store Day or any kind of like comic book convention or event. You have a list and things are planned, and you basically throw that list away and throw it in the garbage. Now, there are a bunch of people on YouTube that, you know, make videos, card conventions, what are those called, card shows, and things like Record Store Day events. And then they show all the ones that say, oh, I wasn't able to get this one, but I was able to get the 17 other LPs that I had wanted. And I'm like, oh my gosh. You know, some of those guys have you know, returns on their investment. So regardless if they keep them sealed or they open them or show them off, they'll have some sort of basically monetary, you know, incentive from YouTube. This is maybe not a lot, and maybe it is a lot, but they're able to basically afford their stuff. And some of these guys, you know, have perks, you know, being the first ones in, or they're able to get whatever. But it's all, you know, a big job to get everything put into place. But again, they get to show off a bunch of albums where, you know, some of us in smaller towns that don't travel to the Portlands and the Seattles of this world to get five records at $55 a piece, then we're just stuck with like a very tiny store. So I went to this record store called Drum Bug, and it's in like kind of like a 1980s, 70s, 80s era kind of like it's not really a mall, but it's a parking garage / shopping center type thing, and it's in a downstairs spot and very nice. Park right across from it at one time is probably a very prone spot to people, you know, getting in there, but really nice spot nonetheless. And I was 5 minutes early after I had gone to the bins and bought a couple things. I'll show you one or two things from there. And then I went to, then I was there like the first one, not expecting anybody, but there were a bunch of people that came in, and these are people that either forgot about Record Store Day or they want to see what was left, or who knows why they were there. And he asked me if I was here for Record Store Day stuff, and I'd be quite disappointed. But he showed me the box, and there was only like, I don't know, probably 30, barely 30, you know, LPs and a couple doubles in there of stuff. I think he did have Taylor Swift in a different section there. I'm not really sure, but that was $55 for some sort of Taylor Swift thing about breaking up with previous boyfriends or something like that. I didn't really have any interest in that at all. I don't know what that's going for. And you know, what you have to realize with Record Store Day is that some people play by the rules and other people don't. There's no rule that you have to sell your items at regular price. So sometimes people add a little bit onto it to, you know, make up for the credit card charges and that sort of thing, and that's all understandable. So I didn't see anything. There was like a Willie Nelson and, oh my gosh, I can't think of it. There was one, I'd have to look at the list there, but I recognized a few of them. There was a Sonic Youth one, and I don't remember what that was, but I was like, I don't know. You know, sometimes things are just like $5 too much to me, and I just said, I'm just going to leave that for somebody else, you know. But again, he had 200 and some the other day, and there were a few phone calls asking if he had, people were asking around if there's certain copies, because people are checking out all the record stores to see if there's certain copies of things that they weren't able to get at their stores. And most people just tell you flat out no, you know. But one of the ones that I watch is the InGroove on YouTube, and the InGroove has a huge website. Big record store, and they have a website with all kinds of stuff. And of course, eBay and Discogs will have plenty of things that you missed, you know, at any price that you want. So we'll start off with the first thing here. I picked this up at the Goodwill bins, and I believe it was $1.29 because it was a paperback. And I found, In Their Own Words, R.E.M. by Peter Hogan. So I had to have that one. Nobody else is going to grab that, but you know, if I picked this up at a record store, it would probably be at least half of the original cover price of $14.95. So I figured I saved, you know, $6 or so on this, getting this one here. I'm not really a big, huge Michael Stipe fan. He's just one of those love him and hate him, or hate him and not love him. You know, just hate him. It is very unusual. but there's all kinds of quotes and things about all the band members in here. So, and I've shown you this time and again here. Let me see if I can get to it here. But I have a poster hanging on the wall here, and I might just have to do a picture of it, but we'll try to get to it without showing the whole mess in here. But I've got this ancient R.E.M. Reed poster on the wall here. I just think that's one of the favorite things that I own here. I just think that's super, super cool. It's laminated, but it is original 1990s, 80s, 90s era poster there. And these things are hundreds of dollars if you can find a legit one there. That was purchased at the library for $1. I haven't been down to the library in a long time. It's just hard to get to. And then, so I picked that up for, I think, $1.29. I was very happy with that. Picked up a fun hat as well. And I did pick up one other thing which I was hoping to share with you. This was one I featured in a video of the 25-cent CDs, but I threw this in the car and listened to this. And this is Beyond Punk, Mojo Presents 15 Tracks of Post-Punk Noise, 1978 to 2005. And there's a really cool one on here by Wire. It's Kidney Bingos. And it's a really good song. It doesn't fit necessarily all of the formats here, but yeah, so, and it's got Susie and the Banshees, Scritti Politti, excuse me, and other bands I'm not super familiar. I didn't know about Wire, but I guess Kidney Bingos is a pretty popular one. Very, very 1988. Very, very 1988. Super, super, super cool. And that'll lead into what I got today at the record store. So I went in there and I just wanted to be polite. I didn't want to buy any of his dollar records. And then he had some crazy stuff like every record store you walk into, and it's like, why? Why would anybody pay over $1 for Dr. Zhivago? And one of the most overproduced albums. You can go to any thrift store and find Dr. Zhivago. He had 2 or 3 copies at like $5 or $6. I'm like, shouldn't that be in the free bin? You know, that sort of thing. But again, so I was polite and bought something here. And you can see from the screen here, Strange Ways, Deansgate, Salford. Strange Ways, I believe, is a prison, notorious English prison or something like that. And Morrissey likes to do all kinds of fun things like that. So this is the Smiths here. Strange Ways, Here We Come. It's a reissue. He had 2 copies of this. It looks like he put it out on $223.24. And he had another copy that was $30. It was the exact same thing, so I don't understand. So I figured, save $2. And there is the back of it, made in Germany, and somebody has reviewed this on YouTube and did a pretty good job of it, and he really liked the quality of this one here. And the song that I'm most familiar with is Stop Me If You Think That You've Heard This One Before. Sorry, Stop Me If You Think You've Heard This One Before. I always mess that title up there, but it's right there. It's really hard to see, but yeah, there it is. I haven't opened it yet, and I will play it. That's why I bought it. I did not buy it as an investment there. But yeah, and this is embossed here. The Smiths lettering is embossed there. This one typically goes on the internet for about $25 to $35. There's a few people that try to have you guessing at which pressing this is, but what can you really do even? I think if you had found like an original of this, if there's such a thing, I think there is, you'd be looking at a little bit more than $28. I don't know how much, but you know, I'm not a huge, when I say I'm not a huge Smith/Morrissey fan, it's just, you know, people influence you, you know, on YouTube, and you start remembering stuff that you liked at one point and said, oh, that's kind of cool. So you start going down a rabbit hole. You know, I had picked up this a while back ago. It's a Sire Records promotional photograph there. One of my favorite pictures. I don't know, it just interesting to me. I don't know where the Battersea Training Unit is. I think I tried to look that up. It's, I think, probably not there anymore, but figure that one out there. I just would kind of wanted to see what it looked like today. I just threw it in whatever frame that I had right there, and it works pretty good there. But again, you know, this is just basically for my own, you know, so I was comfortable with the price. I normally do not like to be more than the $25 to $30 range for a record, you know, a single one, and that's on par for most things, but you can actually spend another $10 or $15 more and get very little for it. And it's more than likely, let's just open this here real quickly here, and just show you very quickly that I'm not going to keep it sealed here. Some people are probably cringing right now, but cringe all you want. And then I like to keep the shrink wrap on there, so the best way to open it was with a sharp fingernail if you have any of those, and boom, it's open now. And what I want to do here is show you what I've got inside here. There's nothing any special, any perks, nothing here. I'll just see if I can get the shrink wrap there to cooperate, because I don't want to have any damages there. So there's that. I forget which actor this is. I think supposedly James Dean, from what I read, is below that guy right there. I forget who that is. Is that Pat somebody? I really don't know. And then it's pretty much the same types of pictures there. Right there, you know, very blurred out pictures there. Very Smith type cover with having just, you know, some single, you know, a celebrity or whatever, or politician on the front of the cover there. And then it's just on a black vinyl there. And again, I don't, nothing about all the grams of vinyl and all that fun stuff there. Somebody said, but anyway, there's side 2. And there's side 1. Very, very cool. I cannot play any of it because I will be banned from YouTube. But the funny thing is that there's Morrissey and Smith's videos everywhere, put out by anybody and everybody. But again, how those videos get on there, I don't know all the ins and outs of those. Those are people probably in faraway countries that are able to get away with that sort of thing, because rules are different everywhere. So I don't want to get busted by the, you know, the YouTube police and be not and have my account shut down. Then I wouldn't be able to make videos, or I'd have to start over from scratch, and that would never be fun. But that was kind of my little what do you call it, purchase. I don't know, not guilty purchase, you know, it just kind of splurged. I splurged a little bit there. You always have to be careful when you plunk that down in there, because the last thing you want to do is rip that, so you just do it sideways like that, so far and so forth. I'm probably annoying the record community right now. Oh, I can't believe you did that, or you touched it wrong, or you actually got your finger stuck on one of the things, and I'm not worried about that at all. It's in my own personal collection there. So, you know, had a great time at the bins, because I know, unfortunately, I was there a long time, and a lot of my friends weren't there, but I came across some really cool stuff. I guess I'll show you a couple things in here. These might be in future videos here, but I got a really cool vintage hat. It's squashed, but I don't care. I got a really, really cool vintage, you know, something like a young hipster would wear, but it's just really cool. It's from the old time period. I'm going to clean this up and see if that would do anything for me. I don't know. I'll wear it once or twice, and I just was kind of joking. I figured that was something that Michael Stipe from REM would wear, but Mike Stipe. And then I found a bunch of old Engravo tints. These are weight machine cards from the 1930s. Most of them are like 40s, 50s, but these are the old 30s ones. They have Gloria Stewart, numerous other people on here, and I found those in the bin along with a old pocket watch case and little bits of jewelry and stuff. So it was a fun time was had by me, because in the first 5 minutes I found some really, really cool stuff there. It would just have been unfortunate that it would have been cool to see what else came with these, because there was some really interesting stuff mixed with these here. But again, I know they're from the 1930s because they have the actual date printed on some of these. Some of them are printed, have a date of printed on the back of the cards of 1932. You will not be able to see that here. This one says July 27th on there. And some of them say J.J. Newberry, some of them say J.C. Penney and Company, some of them have August 1st, November 10th. I think I got 6 or 7 of them. Let me see if I can find one with a date here. But this one says September 20, I think this is 34, I'm not really sure. And this person, whoever they were, I guess they were between, oh, here we go, between 140 and, I don't know, or this is September 3rd, 32 is what it says there. So very cool there. And nobody, like I said, Gloria Stewart was the only one I really knew from Titanic. That was her before she went back to you know, the movies. I got an Eileen Pringle. I got Sylvia Sidney. I've heard that name before. And then I have Paul Kelly. There's Paul Kelly right there. Again, it's really hard to do these justice here. Alice Faye, I've heard that name before. They're mostly the 20th Century Fox movie stars. And the last one we have here is Edward Horton, or Edmund Everett Horton, I think that's who that is. So very cool to have those. So that's the end of the video here. Check out Wire's Kidney Games, Kidney Bingo. I think that's what it's called there. Yeah, Kidney Bingos. Check out the Smiths Strange Ways. I'll get the whole title here, Strange Ways Here We Come, just so you see that right there. Hope you enjoyed that. I had a fun time today, and thank you for watching.